Folks, welcome back to the channel. Really do appreciate you being here. If you are new here, hey, how you doing? My name's Chris and I'm building a business that suits my lifestyle. Welcome to my warehouse. We've been building this business for almost 5 years now, and we started off in the thrift shops. We started off working from home. We moved into some storage units, and then we've moved into this warehouse. We've been in here for almost 6 months now, and I tell you, it has been a journey to get here, but I wouldn't have it any other way. Now, the purpose of these videos is, number one, I'm documenting my journey. I'm building a business that suits my lifestyle. It's gonna look very different to maybe how you would do yours. And I'm not here to tell you how to do it. I'm here to share how I'm doing it. If I can give you insight and some hints and tips and tricks along the way, that's what I plan to do. But at the same time, the other purpose for this video is really to inspire and motivate and encourage you. Not for reselling, not for eBay, but more so that you can get out there, you can pursue your dreams, you can chase your dreams, and you can make it happen. We built this from zero, and when I say we, myself and my team, and here we are. And as of today, right now, which is the 30th of June, 2025, it is the last day of FY, financial year 2025. And it's turned out to be our best month yet, both revenue-wise and profit-wise. And to think we're finishing the financial year strong, I'm excited to see where we will take this business. So I'm just documenting the journey really just to keep myself accountable, but also hopefully that you can take from this and go do what it is that you want to do. So come along for the journey. If you do enjoy this kind of stuff, more than welcome to leave a comment and continue the conversation. And if you've got any questions, please chuck them down and I'll do my best to answer. I've got timestamps down below as well in the video, so if you want to switch it up, jump around to different things, we talk about all the profits and all the P&L stuff at the end of the video. But yeah, let's get into the day. So as I said, it is Monday. It's just after 7 a.m. It is the last day of the financial year today, which blows my mind to think. I did have a goal to get into a warehouse this financial year, and we did it. It was a lot scarier than I expected, but then in hindsight, it went a lot better than I expected as well. We've been able to grow and continue to grow since being in the warehouse, and we've seen some really great results, which I'll talk a bit about in this video as well, of what the financial year has kind of wrapped up to be. Today's priority is, number one, we've got to pick, pack and post. It's been a pretty good weekend, all things considered. Last week we did hit the major milestone of $100,000 every 90 days, and we're still on 100,684. So very grateful for that. We've got 61 orders to go out. It's probably about 75 items, just with the multi-quantity. We've got washing coming back this morning around 9:30, so that will happen. But for me, it's really, pick, pack and post. I've got to continue to lock down processes and workflows and documentation, keeping myself honest, because I have my new staff member starting this week, which is both exciting and scary, and it's going to be a lot of change, but all for good things, I hope. And then I've got to do a few other little bits and bobs, admin things today, just to wrap up the financial year and make sure we've finalized all expenses and everything like that I want to land this side. And but that's the main thing for today. I mean, I'll take you through what we do through the day anyway. We've still got backlogs of stock. We've still got potentially an e-waste delivery coming today. So many different things. But I'm just going to get myself set up, turn a few things on, get things on charge, and we will get into the week. But I've also got to show you how much money we made from the video games. If you're here last week, we went and cashed in a whole bunch of just old stuff that had been sitting around for ages, video game wise. It turned out to be quite a nice little dollary do, so we'll get through that in a minute as well. All right, let's get into it. All right, team. Maybe just I'm just getting all my receipts that I had at EBGAMES. I'm missing one still. I think there's one more in the car, but we ended up doing, these things are massive. It doesn't actually tell me how many items on here. I'm not going to count, but this is the one from, so I think that was a total of, I went twice. I actually went on, and sorry, if you're just catching up, last week I took a whole bunch of video games to EBGAMES to see how much money we could get from it. So this is the one that I did on Saturday, and I took some on Friday as well. because then I realized I had more. So the first one that we did came to $171, and it's probably about 150 games in total of all of this. So the first lot was $171.60, and then I'm just gonna write this down, 171.60, and then the second one was $148.30. I don't have the third receipt. It must be in the car still, but I've got it on my phone. And then the next one, so they had to break it up in 50 lots. So this must be, there's about 100 plus something games in this first lot. So the third receipt had 96.34. 96.34. And then I went again on Saturday and did another whole bunch. This was all the rest of the market ones, just because it works out just so much better to get rid of them. 102.76. So we ended up doing, just wild, $519 from probably about 160, 170 games, which if we just say 160, so 519, 160, yeah, about $3.24 a game, which is so good because some of these I had sitting on eBay in bundles, and I think some, even at 50% off, they weren't even selling for that much. Went straight in there, boom, 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 boom. There was a couple of things they couldn't take, and then they said they wouldn't take more than 3 of one copy of a game, so I've got to take them to CEX, but there's probably about 15 games left. So very grateful for that. That was a nice little cash in at the end there. Definitely worth it if you got really low end, or just, you're not really keen on listing them. Yeah, I was very grateful for that, actually. And shout out to Bo and Matt from Retro Gaming for giving me the inspiration to do that. So happy days. We just had a sale come through. So yeah, I was just doing the paperwork on that, just making sure that's all logged in, and yeah. Give me a second, we'll move on to the next task. All right, I guess it's time to get into it, folks. A bit of a pick-pack situation. One thing that I'll be doing a lot of this week, well, actually, probably not as much as I would intend, is, because I'm gonna have my hands full as I start to ramp up my new starter, but it's the end of financial year. So we're going into the new financial year as of tomorrow. So there's this period of time where there's two things that have to happen here. So I know how well the business is doing at this point, but then I know that, well, come FY26, I want to continue to elevate that. So there's two mindsets here, because I think sometimes we get stuck in this headspace that we need to make all the changes now from the day one of the new year so that we can proceed and have that momentum. The beauty is you don't need to do that, right? You take what you've been doing for the last 90 days, see what the run rate's like. It's like, well, how do we now continue that? It's not about you just randomly make a random change on the first day of the new financial year, but I'll be reflecting a lot of, going back of where we were a year ago, and where my headspace was, and what's changed between now and, then and now, and what got us here. And one of the big priorities I'll be talking about, and I've been talking about last week, is really just working on a more quarterly basis. And it seems weird that I haven't really spoken about this, but in my mind, we operate from a 90-day total, we operate from a quarterly basis. That's Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. But there's some levels of mechanisms that I haven't really implemented that I really want to test out and really go bold on. And I think it's, as I've grown and developed my own experience and confidence in doing all this, I've realized there's things that I probably haven't clicked at, things that I haven't really, I think, oh, well, actually, yeah, I didn't look at it from that perspective. And I've had some mindset changes in that, just some of the small details around the inventory management and, what I've been able to achieve this month, which we're going to land at about $46,000, which I'll probably talk about a little bit tomorrow, because we're not finished the month yet. But our best month, top line, bottom line, and how did that happen? What were the reasons for it? Some of it is timing, and things like that. So there's going to be a lot of that I'm thinking about this week, while at the same time thinking about making sure that I'm getting my new starter started. Like, I haven't even figured out day one plan for them yet, but I'll be doing all that as well. So lots on my mind. I'm going to get everything ready. We're going to do a pick, pack and post. As I said, we've got about probably, a good 70 items or so to go out. So I'm going to get that started, and I'll show you a few things here and there. Probably won't touch on it too much, but really just want to get started. Those are the leftover video games that I had. They're all multiples. This one was empty. They're not even video. They're not even. A lot of them are PC. Oh, I don't know why I didn't take that one. So yeah, they'll probably just go into a big lot, and I'll chuck them on eBay today. All right, but yeah, let's get cracking on a packing and yeah, see what items we've got going out. There's some pretty good sales that have come through this morning already. We're already on 500 for the day, and it's not even 8 o'clock. Love it. All right, let's do it. All right, team, we've got a whole bunch going out. Lots of clothing. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 tubs, quite full. And then we've got a whole bunch of jackets over here as well. They're all the ones going out. And then we've also got a whole bunch of non-clothing going out, which great bunch of different stuff. A lot of books. A lot of the books we picked up from when we were in Canberra. We've got this little guy going out, some Matchbox, some aloe vera. That's a big tub of Barbie dolls. We've got a couple of Macs, motherboard, Scarlet and Violet Obsidian poster, and 4 keyboards, vintage. Love it. So good. Washing's going to be here in about 15 minutes. Work is going to be here in about 15 minutes. Yeah, it's all going to be happening. Time to get into it. Actually, I just realized that my photographer's got the postage bags because they did the drop off, so I can't start till they're really here, so I'm just going to do some admin while I wait. But yeah, woohoo! All right, folks, got all the washing back. This was a total of 200 pieces, roughly. Definitely probably one of the bigger ones we sent. We probably sent a bit too much, but we had to send some extra bags with it as well. So this is all the stuff that we sorted through last week. A bit of men's, women's, a lot of women's. So yeah. All right, folks, postage is all done. Took a little bit longer than I expected. Just a few. We actually had an issue with the, I don't know if it was from STARSHIPIT or if it was just Australia Post this morning, if it was eBay, but there was about a 15-minute delay for the items to actually update with all the postage, because usually I refresh every so often just to make sure things are going, and it hadn't gone through. So yeah, there was just a bit of a weird delay. So we did a little bit of troubleshooting on that, and then I had a call for my conveyancer for property sale as well. Just had to, do a few things on that. But the postage is all done now. Not too bad. 2 bags full. Lots of bundles up there and bits and bobs. I'm gonna have some lunch and move on to the next thing. Okay, team, we have managed to get all of the washing out now. There's about 200 pieces, a bit less than 200, but all pants, a lot of women's, and then that's just a mixture of jackets and, well, sweaters and jumpers. So that's all done. We still have a huge backlog over here. Majority of this is women's, mixed. That's still yet to be sorted, so we're pretty good for a while. I say that every time and then we get more. I'm just going to finish up a couple more admin pieces, just things that I'm just remembering to do before we finish the financial year. I do need to do one more post today. Last thing I'll do, simply because tomorrow the Australia Post prices go up. Now by the time you're seeing this has already happened, but I'm going to put up on screen a visual so you can see how much the prices have kind of gone up already. It's about average 2 to 3%, I think. So not as bad as some of the other years we've had, but still, it's a quick hit to the bottom line. So just keeping that in mind, and you need to keep that into your equation of your margins, essentially. So yeah, right, I'm going to do a quick little bit more admin and then probably do some photos. All right, team, now we're doing some photos. We've got the new laptop workstation here as well. So I'm going to continue off with some books. We've got the video games that we couldn't sell at EB, and then progress probably some of the other books that I've still got in the other office as well. So that's what we're going to do for a bit, and then probably just time box this, and then I've got to do the rest of the postage. Alright team, done a whole bunch of books. These were the other books that I was talking about that I hadn't got to. I tell you, it's annoying when you've got op shops that have put stickers all over them. It took forever to get the stickers off. Some of them I didn't even bother. It's just, they're just going to get flogged off anyway. What we've got left in here is just a whole tub of a whole bunch of what looks to be goosebumps. So they're probably going to, if I can get to them today I will, but I don't think I will, because I've got to do the postage in a second. But looks like we've got a whole bunch in here, so of all different types, but hopefully there's a good amount in there which can make up a good bundle, and we'll just flog it. Yeah, I'm going to pack a few more orders, get those discounts from before it switches over tomorrow, and it'll be nearly time to go. Still got such a backlog here. Alright team, we're nearly at the end of the day. There's the rest of the postage that's going out. It was actually quite a bit, nice little selection of goodies. Also been on the phone with eBay because we had someone leave some non-positive feedback. I must say, majority of my negative or neutral feedback comes from people that buy stuff under the price of $20. And this time it was, they purchased a pair of pants that were size 14. Photos of the sizing, photos of the measurements, even the sizing says 14, and they've left feedback saying clearly can't be a 14, more likely a 12 or a 10, do not fit. It's just, eBay's removing it. It's just I don't know why people just don't return it. Like we offer free returns. I'm not here to just have a sook about it. It's just, it cracks me up how much effort people have gone to create some sort of an excuse or reasoning of justifying them. But I mean, like, if they don't fit, why are you keeping them? It's just, I don't know. It's a weird situation. But for the time it took them to do that, they probably could have done the return, because our returns are automatic and all that. Now, clearly that tells me there is a misconnect between them understanding how to do the free returns, and whether that's on my side or whether that's on an eBay side, but there has to be disconnects, because those people that are doing this, it seems to be the same situation every time. Low value, them putting some emotional response justifying why, we're in the wrong and they're not. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one, but anyway, it's just funny because I was chatting to my mate. He WhatsApped me and he had a similar situation. I said, yeah, you just got to go through the process to get it removed because you've done the right thing. Like, there's nothing else you can literally do. Put the measurements, put the sizing, take photos of the tags, all these different things. But anyway, I'm just going to wrap up a couple more things. Might just prep for tomorrow, and then we're getting out of here. So I'll probably just say goodbye now. Gee, that's the end of FY25, just like that. We actually, I'll quickly have a look of where we ended. It will be a little bit different because I've still got to obviously get my fee statement from eBay. I've still got to get all my expenses in. I've got to process a couple more expenses as well today. But it looks like we're going to land on, let's have a look. It's probably going to be about 46,000 for the month. I'm not talking about the end of financial year, I'm talking about the month. The month is looking to be, and of course you will see all this at the end of the video anyway. Yeah, right now I'm looking at it, it's 46,545. So I reckon by the end of the day, because it's 4:20 now, we may even get to 47. More, what are we on for the day? We're already done 1,000. So, well, yeah, we might even get to 47. That's wild. Absolutely wild. All right, team, that's it from me. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm doing it all again. Ciao. Folks, welcome to Tuesday and welcome to FY26. By the time you're seeing this, it's already been a good week almost. So I hope it's been going well for you. For me, obviously just kicking off, I've got a whole lot of admin that I got to do. Well, not a whole lot, but like I got to reset my sheet, my reseller spreadsheet. So for those that don't know, if you do need something to track your financials and all that jazz, Ethan and I, we teamed up. Ethan's my accountant, Ethan Rushok, and we created a sheet that helps you just, stay on track of all those different things, whether it's with skewing, whether it's with listing items in terms of, following and tracking all the sales data, all that different stuff. It's not automated. It's the basic stuff in terms of just staying on top of it yourself. It helps you really understand your numbers, helps you really understand the details behind your numbers, and can help you make some really good informed decisions. If you want to check out all that, you can, but I've got to reset mine for FY26. So I'll be doing a little bit of that this morning. I'm probably also going to do a bit of a Get Wired podcast this morning as well, just get ahead while I can. It is 7:10 a.m. I've just dropped Carla off. It's a new financial year. This stuff makes me so scared because it isn't scary. We're going to go start from zero again. But I guess the reality is we actually get to roll over with all our lessons learned, all our momentum, all the skills we've acquired, and we get to just keep that moving. So leverage that, take advantage of that, and you know what is possible based on what you've done in FY25. So now it's how do you replicate it and how do you increase it? So I've been having some really great conversations with some of you, especially Narayna. Big shout out to you. Always keeping me honest with different things and making me think about things in different perspectives. And I love that, right? And it's really good banter, and some of it is super relevant, some of it isn't. Obviously some of it I can apply straight away, and some of it takes a little bit of time to implement. So that's that. So I'm going to start off the day with a little bit of admin. We'll do a bit of a Get Wired podcast, and then the rest of the day is really just making sure I'm setting myself up for the rest of the week, because I have my new team member starting tomorrow. That's scary. I've got to get all my financials right and ready for the new financial year, and we'll do all the tax stuff a little bit later. Then we're going to pick, pack and post, all these different things. So let's get into it, and I'll bring you along for the journey. I've also got lots of questions to answer too. All right, team, just finished episode of the Get Wired podcast. Been doing some whiteboarding for you guys. By the time this video is out, that video is probably already aired, so you've probably even seen it. Hopefully it made sense. Definitely stretching my comfort zone when it comes to those kind of videos, because it's a little bit more more responsible and accountable in terms of the information I'm providing. So just trying to really help people and give my perspectives of taking the information that I now know and helping people try and do better on that basis. Because I've gone through the process, and sometimes it didn't always work out. It has worked out pretty well, but it's not always that good. All right, I am going to now do some admins. It's probably going to be a lot of that today, because that's just the time of year it is, which is the reality of it. Got to do listings, got to do all those different things, but really got to set up my new worksheet and all that different stuff. But good news, exciting news, really cool news is we're getting the new dashboard screen today. So that, don't know if I'll get it mounted today, but definitely something which I've been looking forward to for a long time. And it's a nice little treat to the business. We've worked hard to get that, and it was a nice little addition for us to add to the business. So grateful for that. Let's get this. I've got a little mouse here as well, so we can start to have a mouse here. Hopefully this will work, and it means I don't have to keep using my, let's see. Oh, just works, love it. Plug and play, love it. All right, I'm gonna get this work done and do some listings, and my photographer's gonna be here in about half an hour as well, I think. So let's do some stuff, get some tunes on, make it happen. Oh, I'll probably answer some questions in between as well. Okie dokie team. So I'm still here doing, it's actually 9:50, setting up my new reselling sheet. It doesn't take usually this long, but because I've got a whole bunch of other little add-ons on top of it, just making sure it's all seamless. And I want to get that somewhat, probably 90% accurate before I start, putting in updated sales data and stuff like that. So just getting that right, and it's just proving to be a little bit of a challenge, just because Google Chrome keeps crashing. It's because I'm removing all the old data out of it, and there's like 18,000 line items. So it's a bit of a, it's getting a big slog. The other thing I've been doing is updating payroll. The other stuff I've been doing is updating work cover insurance, because got to forecast out what the year looks like, all these different things. So just really spending the time and getting ahead on that, because if I don't do it today, it's going to just get pushed out and it just won't happen. And the problem is, as we grow, these things become more and more of a responsibility. So really just got to jump on that and be totally focused on it and just get it done. And then once we get all those things done, just setting up a few other little things to make sure that I'm on top of stuff. So I've got my forecast for all my pay dates for my staff, just getting calendar reminders, all those different things. Really just those nitty gritty little bits and bobs that have to happen. And these are the things you can't sleep on. Now, if you're scared of, setting up a business and all that, I mean, if you're selling on eBay already, you're already doing a business. But there was a question that came through, and I actually just want to quickly, because this is relevant, I want to address it. And it came through from Love X Queen. Thanks, Chris. Great video yet again. This financial year, I want to bite the bullet and turn my eBay dabbling into a business. I'm confident selling on eBay, but actually start it as a business scares the hell out of me. The accounting and paperwork is daunting. So a couple of things here. If you're already selling on eBay, even if it's a side hustle or something, it's already a business, right? So don't sell yourself short, but make sure you don't screw yourself over with that in terms of tax time. But look, if you're feeling a bit scared, right, don't underestimate it, right? Because don't underestimate yourself. You've obviously already started doing it, so you know how to do it. It's just you're probably a bit scared of just committing to the things that you have to do. But I would encourage you to go check out Ethan Rushock. He's my accountant, but he does have actually a course for how to start a business in Australia if you're just needing some confidence. But reach out to him. He'll probably be able to do a call with you as well. Obviously, you do need to get your accounting stuff right. We have a reseller spreadsheet together, which will help with, managing all the financials and the documents and all that kind of stuff. But he can help you through a pretty seamless process for that. But don't be so hard on yourself. But just be willing to go slow, figure it out, learn as you go, and learn to love it rather than make it a hardcore job and a chore. Build it the way you want to build it, right? So do your homework, do the exercise, but don't delay in I have to do this before I can do that. Like, do the main things you have to do. Don't wait around doing it. Execute on it, and then just slowly build. That's all you got to do. I actually just got a response from them saying they've got to balance it. Send a link, yeah, 100%. And I think that's what scares you the most. It's okay. It's not rocket science. If you're only allowed to earn, $1,000 a week before Centrelink kicks off, like falls off, well, then you just build a business that's going to get you $999 a week, right? Like, and that's profit, I'm guessing, not revenue. So, all you got to do is just put the parameters in, make sure it's very understandable, and you can build something that's really, really beautiful for that. So don't beat yourself up too hard. More than happy to answer any more questions on this. Obviously, I'm not an accountant, so I can't, give financial advice and stuff. But, I can give you hints and tips and tricks of what I would do if I was in that situation. All right, team, I'm still waiting for a few things to load here, but I'm going to do a pick, pack, and post while I'm waiting for that. My fingers are cold. I just actually thought I had expecting a delivery, so I'm just being mindful of when they're coming because I'm going to have to help them unpack. All right, so this is where we're at, kicking off FY26. FY26, we have 100,742 90-day total. Let's see where we get in a year's time. That's going to be crazy. But we've got only got 12 orders going out, so I'm going to go pick those. There is a multi-quantity order in here as well. So pretty excited to see what we can do this financial year. I'm terrified, but I'm excited. Terrified knowing that we're not going to be able to just do the same. We have to do more, right? And that's what scares me because I'm going to have to grow. All right, so we've got a bit of clothing going out here. Not much, just a few bits and bobs. And I think because our sales ended for the end of financial year, people have probably just waited it out. Got this Sony Beast going out. Didn't go for much, probably about $40 posted. And then this bunch, this one for 50 plus posts. So around there somewhere. I can't remember the exact number, but pretty happy with that. One interesting thing I was looking at was my my graph over the last couple of years and where there seems to be the bumps in terms of revenue or sales more so is probably a better way to look at it. And I'll just bring this up and I'll show you. basically, each year there's this consistency that I've tracked it over the last couple of years, and obviously there's going to be a big drop here because I've just ended this sheet, but this is the sheet from last year. But if you have a look and see that every year there seems to be this little bump around April. So start of the year, April, and then a couple, and then we just went through June. The next bump, as you can see here, the next one is going to be in August, and that's when most people get their tax back. So that's the next thing that we're prepping for. It's going to get probably a little low for the next couple of weeks for the rest of July, and then August will be bang, and then we'll have another dip, and then we usually September, October it goes up again, and I think that's in lead up before Christmas, and then it's pretty consistent across the final Q4. So as you can see, it's pretty, yeah, that's the graph. So I'm gearing up for August and then October. All right, team just had this delivered, which is going up there. All right, team, so postage is all done and dusted. I am actually going to be doing a bit of a cleanup in here as well today, and also just out the front there. Reason why is because, I don't know, it must be just because it's the new financial year, but got triggered for just inspection. So just figured I'll put things above, you know, look better than they are. So I'm going to do that this afternoon, but yeah, so just doing a little bit of admins. Going to have my photographer help with that. We're going to set up the screen as well. We'll get that all done. Happy days. So you got to do what you got to do. All right, team, it's all happening. I have just finished setting up the TV, which I'll show you in a second. I'm just getting this all done. I've got to finish. I've got to just finish. Alright, it's just finishing setting up, so I'll show you that shortly, but I've got to finish doing a few things here. We've almost finished cleaning up all of this, but there's a bit more to done. But what I will show you, and my team members just left, we were doing this, so we've got a lot more space in here. I've got to do a final little cleanup in here. Going to do this now. It's 3:15, 16. Get that done. Got to bring that into here as well, and then we'll do a bit of a cleanup here, put this stuff away, and then we're almost done for the day. So haven't really got much done that I wanted to get done in terms of other things, but this was all important stuff. Also been on the phone to my dad. We're planning on the shelving for here. I just want to get that done this month as well. Just want to get set up, ready to go for the FY. So big changes are coming. Got the new starter tomorrow. Still have so many things I need to do, but it's all good. We're getting things done that need to be done, and that's all that matters. So I'm going to finish up. All right, team, I'm pretty happy with how this has turned out. Definitely not what I had planned to do today, but I'm grateful that I got the call in advance, because I mean, they probably could have just rocked up. So yeah, this is, so look, it's not as pretty as I would like it, but it's definitely prettier than it was. So all done. Still a few things here. We haven't really done too much here. It's really just made sure access points are accessible and things, which is needed to be having for a long time. So yeah, happy days there. It's 3:47 now. We've got the screen up here set up, which is good to rock and roll. Haven't got it fully set up, but like it's there, which is good, which means tomorrow I have my new starter beginning, and we're going to have to go through a lot of things tomorrow. I'm a bit behind on that, but beauty is we're actually getting more stock that's arriving on Friday, and this will be where we will be sorting it. So good time we got that. I mean, good timing that we got that all sorted. I'm actually just going to sit down and do some listings, because I haven't really got to them yet. If there's any more postage to send, I may as do it. I'm just waiting to hear from Carla, because I got to pick her up from, oh, just got a message. Okay. See you soon. All right, so I'm picking her up, oh, early, 5 o'clock, nice. So yeah, not too bad. All right, so I'm going to do some listings now, wrap up for the day, and then I'll say goodbye to you when I go. But yeah, what a day. We still got a lot done, which I'm grateful for. All right, team, I am out of here. I am going to pick Carla up, just packing up things now. But I tell you, it's all coming to It's all hit me. Tomorrow, everything changes. Anyway, team, ciao. Folks, and just like that, it was Wednesday, and today is the day. Today is the day that I have my new staff member starting, which gets me super excited and gets me super nervous because, you know, I want all these things to go right. And look, it's not going to be a real big issue. We're just going to go with the flow anyway, but it's exciting times. It's really exciting times. And to think that this is where we're at, bringing on the third team member onshore. Obviously, I've got my my product lister, John, who's also my business partner for Pro List Assist. He's in the Philippines, and we have a team over there, but that's for a slightly different business, etc. But to think here, you know, the team is growing. Hopefully, with this new opportunity, we'll be able to grow. They'll be able to have some fun. They'll learn. They'll grow as an individual. Obviously, make some money, and we can start to build something really beautiful here. We'll continue to build something really beautiful here. So I got in early, 7:11. Just wanted to get in early to get things done, just because I don't really feel organized. But that's okay. We will get there. Today's plan. I'm not at Backpacks today. Actually, they're actually shut for the week. So no no requirement for me to be there, which works out well because I've got my new guy starting. And look, there's been a few questions of whether the new guy is going to be on camera and things like that. We'll have that discussion today. We may do an introduction to you guys, but it really comes down to the individual. I have no problems with it, but each to their own, right? Whew. So I'm just going to get set up. I'm going to do a little bit of admin. I just got to do, a few bits and bobs just before they're going to be here at 8:30. So just run through a few things for myself, and no point doing picking, packing, and posting because I got to show all those processes and walk through that today. So just getting myself organized, ready to have some sense of a flow and what that looks like, you know. So this is all. I mean, it's not new to me, but it's definitely it's a growth thing, right? And it would be weird not to feel the way I'm feeling. So yeah. Anyway, enough on that. Sales have been absolutely dead, which is expected. We know we went away from doing a 50% sale to not. People now waiting for tax. So I think my focus at this point is really I just got to get on top of things in terms of let's rebuild, let's get a good flow of things. I have lots of admin I have to do. Like I've got my end of month stuff to do for my consignments, but I've also got end of financial year stuff to do. So I usually send a report to some of these clients that I've got, break down what's been selling, what hasn't been selling. I want to work on a state of product and my financial, I guess my annual report. I want to do that as an ongoing basis for you guys. I think that's a really insightful and value add that will give you a breakdown of, you know, the business, where it's come from, what it looks like, all these different things. And I look at it from a perspective as like, you know, if I was a big major business, you know, I would be playing that back to my shareholders. So it's a great way to kind of like work on framing, work on, you know, narratives, work on storytelling, work on, you know, just business value and realization and helping get that across the table. So it's a great way to do it. And I'll encourage you to do that about your own business, as if other people want to know about it or you're accountable to other people. I'm not accountable to any of you, right? But it helps me just know that I'm building something which I want other people to think this is a good business, right? Not because like it's, you know, oh, look at me. It's more that like to help people understand that I'm building in a way that in the long run, it's going to be looked at and think, hey, this is good. Oh, well done. Oh, how did you do that? Oh, okay, you've implemented, you know, just to give that frame of understanding so that if you're wanting to do something the same, you can do the same too. Yeah. All right, I'm going to just get my headspace in the right place and get into it. But I'm not. All right, folks, it's been about 3-4 hours. Have had the new starter start. We've just been going through processes. They've done the postage, done an excellent job. Not filming today. Hopefully down the line they'll be I'm more than happy to be in, but just not today, which is all good. No pressure for the first day. We just had the inspection come through, which went all right. They actually have to come back in an hour's time because they're also doing the tests on the emergency light, so they have to see that they run for an hour. So they're coming back in an hour. Other than that, I think the aim now is to start processing the stuff that we haven't processed since, this has probably been sitting here since probably since we went to Singapore. So I'm going to try and tackle this today and make some progress. All right, team, I've actually just nicking out for some lunch. I just had the inspection guy come back again. He's getting it all green, all cleared, everything's happy. It's all good, so that's great. Now I can go get lunch. Worker's also taking a break. He's just doing his own thing, which is all fair enough. So everything's going smoothly. Everything's going smoothly. And eventually we will introduce the new guy, but for today he just didn't want to have that, you know, on the back of his mind, which is fair enough. And no pressure. So all in good time, team, all in good time. I'm just going to quickly grab some food, head back, and yeah, we're getting a whole bunch done. It's great to be able to have someone else doing things at the same time as I'm doing things, because now passively my time is worth double, because essentially while I'm doing listings, someone else is doing listings, which essentially for the same hour we're getting double the results. So really great in that sense. All right, team, I'll give you a bit of an update a bit later. Really just putting my attention and focus to, you know, helping them and helping them be successful. So yeah, I'll check in a little bit later. All right, team, just starting to sort through this backlog of stuff over here. This is all shoes. So this is from one consignment. These are all from other deals, which, yeah, so just separating them out because they have to be listed in separate category, like separate you know, periods. But before I can just get that process all right, just going to do a little bit of a clean up in this back corner, because this is where all our shoe situation is, and hats. So I'm just going to quickly clean this up because I'm not going to be doing the shoes, someone else is, and get the tubs in order and just take inventory in terms of how much space is in which tub, because they'll be using them as tubs. So I'm going to do that now. Alright, team, so this is the whole tub situation for the shoes. Basically I've just pulled them all out because we're probably going to start processing these shoes tomorrow, all these different ones here. In the interim, I'm actually working on a few other bits and bobs over here, as you can see. Just going to do some quick wins, and we've still got to do these. The rain has been absolutely brutal all day, and then once we get those shoes done, we can start on these shoes in here. There's about 54 pairs in there. And then after that, I've got, then I've got my consignment deal. You know who you are, individual. I'm sorry, I haven't got to them yet. I'll hopefully start on that this week as well. So, making some progress. I'm a happy man. All right, team. So, it's, what's the time? It's 3:40. So, new workers just finished up. They have school pickup and all that jazz. So, they've been here early, they leave early, that's the way it will work. We have done pretty much all, he has done pretty much all of the goosebumps. There's still a little lot here to do, which these are all duplicates, so we're just weighing up what's the best way to do that. We'll finish that tomorrow, and then he'll be kicking off and starting on all of the shoes that we've now got out. And then once those ones, we'll work on the ones in there. I've started to process a few things in here. I've got a few figures done, and I'm going to continue to do this tomorrow, but right now I'm going to stop. I'm going to go finish my listings. He also did a second batch of post, which he was quite happy with, because he banged out 5 more pieces and it took him literally less than 10 minutes, which is great, and that's why STARSHIPIT is really, really great. So if you're wanting to save a lot of time with STARSHIPIT, I know there's been a few people that have already signed up through the referral. You get 2 months free. You can pick the plan that best suits you, and yeah, happy days. It will save you so much time. You can do automations on it. You can set up things, so it's just so much simpler. So very grateful to be able to have that new tool, and he was he was quite satisfied with it as well. So just for so you guys know where we're at in terms of, we're actually still on 101,490. So we're actually up there, which I'm pretty happy to see. So even though we've been having some lighter days, we're still averaging about $1,000 at the moment. But for FY26, we're currently sitting on, I haven't set up my dashboard yet that I'm going to be displaying, but at the moment we're only actually on $683 per day for the last 2 days, which is a little bit unfortunate. So we are a little bit behind schedule. We do have some pretty big goals for FY26. If I said FY25, I meant FY26. We've got some big goals, and I'll talk all about that, whether it's in this video or later. But yeah, we charge on. I'm going to do some listings now, and I've got a customer coming here around 4:30, so just for some more stuff. Surprise, surprise. All right, team, it's 5:30. We're all done for the day. We just got a whole bunch of stuff dropped off, more clothes and more consignment stuff. So I guess we know what we'll be doing for the rest of this week. It never ends. I'm getting out of here, team. I'll be back here tomorrow, nice and early. My new worker, and eventually I'll be calling him by his name, but just until he's happy and all that. Again, want them to be happy. Yeah, they'll be back here early tomorrow morning at, I believe, at 8 a.m. So it's, I love it. It's going to be good. Anyway, team, it's a really productive day. Really went well. Everyone's happy. Yeah, ciao. Rise and shine, folks. It is a Thursday morning and it is actually 6:51. I'm here a bit earlier. Carla was meant to work in the city today, but I changed plans, but I'm up early anyway, so I'm just going to come in. So we're here early, and I've got I've got 2 team members in today, which is great. I got one coming at 8 and the other's probably here at 9. So figured why not get in 7 o'clock, get a head start. So yesterday, yeah, we had all of this dropped off, a whole bunch of different stuff. Going to try and process this today ASAP, just because we have more stuff arriving tomorrow, and well, need to be on top of that. So that's that. It's actually been pretty quiet. Like, sales are pretty, and look, don't take this the wrong way, folks. When I say pretty down, it's only because we had such a big bull run in the last month, but like, we've only got 6 orders to go out. We're still on 100,800 though, which is good. We're still ticking along, but we haven't been hitting my daily quotas, which is a little bit frustrating. So I'm going to spend a fair bit of time doing some additional listings today, just to boost things up a little bit. Yeah, a little frustrating, but it's typical this time of the year. So the idea is we need to get some of the low-hanging fruits up. We've got all of this to do. We're going to be kicking off all the shoes today, hopefully. There's still some more books and stuff to do. There's video games and stuff in here that we've got to do. Phones, there's heaps. So I'm still teaching the new guy all of that as well. It's going to take a little bit of time to get, all happening, but we'll get there. Like, I'm not too concerned by that, and I'm motivated to do it. So I did send out my FY25 I guess consignment report to my biggest consignee, which was pretty exciting. I want to share some of those details with you guys a little bit later, but now I'm just going to quickly get set up, get things on charge, make sure everything's all on, and we'll come back here and get into some work. All right, so I figured I'll just share a little bit of this. Obviously, there's only so much I can share without giving away sensitive information, but essentially I've got a whole of life assessment here. So we've been doing proper invoicing with, like, as a consignment for my e-waste client for the last 2 financial years. And the numbers are pretty crazy to see. Like, when I see that, FY24, we did about $25,000 in revenue for them, and they took home 9,000, or we profited 18 together. But then in FY25, we've only increased sales by about 44%, but our revenue has gone up by 83%, or actual sale prices up by 91%, and we've actually grown by almost 100% profit. So pretty cool. Like, they're pretty small numbers. Like, I mean, they're a big business, but it's good to see that level of growth. And this is what I play back to them. I play back to them kind of like that running history, what that looks like, how we got here, and events that changed and things like that. So something that I really value is looking at this kind of information, because it tells a story and it helps you realize why you know, what I'm doing is worth it for them, and helping them see that, especially as being a company and a corporation, you know, they have a lot of different people move around, and there's politics and all this different stuff. So keeping this on the forefront is really important to me, just to keep that relationship strong and steady. But yeah, nice little, like, it's pretty cool to be able to reflect on all of this and how far we've come, and hopefully we're just getting started. All right, team, it is 9:11. We're in full force for the day. We've already got the postage done. I've got new staff member working on doing all those shoes. I'm actually here just getting ahead on listings, which is good, playing a bit of catch up. We've got the photographer coming in about 10 o'clock. So yeah, it's all full steam ahead actually. I was kind of just saying to the guy before that, like, oh, it's great. Like, I just say, go do this, I'll go do that, and we get heaps done. So pretty exciting and happy days. It's all going to charm. Probably won't film too much today. As I said, for this week, not really filming with the new guy, just while they're getting started, getting adjusted, and but I'll give you updates as I go. It's actually gotten a bit more sunnier today. Yesterday it was absolutely pouring all day. We also do have some more shelving arriving today. I can't remember if I mentioned that yesterday. The shelving that is coming is essentially for down here, and this will all be updated. If it's not this week, we'll start to focus on that next week. Ideally, if I can get it done before my next e-waste comes, it's going to make my life so much easier, because we'll be able to start to sort and put things away and all that. And then I've got some other shelving coming. I think that's a couple of weeks away. There'll be one in here, and there'll be one over there in there as well. So lots of things happening. All right, Tim, I'm starting to sort this stuff now, see what we can find. I'm probably going to start with the non-clothing first, just to get it out of the way. And then clothing we can do a little bit afterwards. So there's media, there's books, there's bits and bobs, plushies, boxes of things. Let's see what we can find. All right, so majority of this is all just different books, nothing crazy here. And then there is a little bit of, I think it's silverware actually, I've got to get that validated. Then there's a whole box of cameras, that's a no. And this is, probably not. Maybe the footy cards, some of this might just be market value. That's all no. Then we still got the clothes to go. We did get, we do have these little guys, my little monster, so they will be all right. And next up is the clothes. Now we start the clothes. All right, team, we're quite deep into all of this now. All of this is a no. This is got to be double checked, but it's likely a yes. Still got one more box to go. Yeah, wasn't that too much in it this time, but it is what it is. All right, team, it's all happening. Just about to finish this. I've had some lunch, been chatting to the team. We've got, I just had a call with one of the suppliers where we're just arranging the next. So I've got a big order coming tomorrow, which is about 1,000 items. And then the next order, not from that same supplier, different one, we were just arranging, and that's probably going to arrive in about a week and a half. And that is also another 1,000 items. So really gearing up, planning ahead. And it was funny because Darren was asking the other day about, you know, planning ahead and how do you manage that. And it's really on the basis of, like, I know what we can do, but at the same time, I don't want to be having not enough. But also, it's kind of like I need to be able to test our capacity model now, because I've got more people here, and it's kind of like I'd rather have more stock than not enough stock, so that we can just execute. So if we get things right, we'll be flying. If we don't, we just got more stuff. So that's the way I'm looking at it. I'm going to finish this, and then I've got to do some admin. I got the team doing photos of shoes and clothing. So yeah, this is good. It's all happening. All right, team, so we managed to go through all of this now. We got 28 items in total, and then we've already put them into wash. There was a bit of an unfortunate one here. This one, unfortunately, it's fake, but it was a nice Disney Gucci collab, but it's unfortunately fake, which is a bit of a disappointment. A couple here, there, which we won't be able to proceed with as well, which is a bit unfortunate, but otherwise, not too bad. So I'll basically offer $5 a piece for these. On to the next thing. All right, team, and just like that, it was me just here. So team's all finished up now. They most both of them kind of leave around 3:30. One's got school pickup, and the other one, you know, just get out before peak hour traffic. So we've actually got heaps done. Like, all this is all done, and this is all done. Obviously, there's a lot more space here. I've had the clothing. I've just to give you guys a bit of an understanding of, you know, what has been done, and obviously people at different parts in their journey while working with us. So photographer for the clothing has done, he's actually done 64 items, which is cool, which is great. And then we've had the other photographer, or the new guy. He's been doing a lot of the shoes today, and I realize it's on the same sheet. He's done a whole bunch of shoes. Not as much, he spent a lot of time cleaning them, which was unfortunate. He's done 17, and he's also done all of the postage. He's loving the postage because it's so quick, which is great. And I've managed to sort through all of this stuff. We're all bagged up, ready to go. Tomorrow we have stock arriving, which will be great to be able to start to process. I'm just going to get this stuff out of the way, because that's going to be arriving tomorrow, and we'll need as much space as possible. And yeah, then I'm going to finish up doing some bit more admins, probably do some more listings. We were meant to get the racking arrived today. They said they were coming today. I don't know where they are. I don't know what they're doing. It's very frustrating. It's very annoying, because you say that you're going to be on site for them to do stuff, and then they're not here. They still might come yet, so we'll see. So that's that, and yeah, I'll keep you updated. So they've been full force here. I love it. I've been filling up all these tubs. So I think the system's working really well. I'm very grateful, actually, 100% grateful. All right, I'm gonna go do some admins and clean up in here. Okie dokie team, that is a wrap. This is all cleaned up now. Tomorrow we'll be having boxes. Actually, it's probably not boxes. It's probably more like open bags, some bales arriving, etc. We'll be processing some of those tomorrow, and then the other focus tomorrow will be the racking arrives. So it arrived literally at about 4 o'clock. So if we get the time, we're going to set that up tomorrow as well. Otherwise, it'll be next week's problem. I think I am getting an e-waste delivery tomorrow too. So lots of moving pieces. We have made some great progress, but we still have a lot to go. And I do apologize. Maybe I haven't been filming as much, and just, you know, I really do not want to put pressure on the new starter. Just giving them their space, let them get into their vibe. Once they're comfortable, we'll do all those intros and stuff. And I have literally spent a good 60% of my day in here. I've just been getting ahead on different things. Also just doing admins. I've had 2 calls with suppliers. One for the e-waste and one for some big stuff that's coming shortly, which is great. And then I've spent time doing some financials. I had to do the annual report for my e-waste deal, all these different things. And I've been able to spend my time doing my listings here. And this is what I want to be able to do. More time doing on the business, more time getting those things done here rather than doing them at home. It's 4:30 now. I'm going to go drop the postage off on the way home, and then I'm done for the night. So happy with that. I'm just quickly packing up, leaving the desk nice and clean. I believe Carla will be here tomorrow. So yeah, that's it, folks. Appreciate you all. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Ciao. And folks, just like that, it was Friday, and we all know what Friday means. Ta-da! We've got the boss in the house. It's actually, it's pretty cold in here. It's about, what's 4 degrees, 5 degrees outside. So we'll quickly just come in here. It's 8 o'clock. Just come in here to grab coffee and breakfast. I've got to go out after this. I've got to go to do the tip run before we have all the stock come through. So I'm going to go do all that. I've got my new guy. He'll be here just after I'm back as well, just so we're here at the same time. And then I've got my photographer coming in at around, I think they're going to be here about 12:30, around there somewhere. So a bit of a busy morning. We've got a couple of deliveries today. I think we've got an e-waste coming at the end of the day. We're going to confirm that later, but hopefully with all the stock that comes through, we'll be able to start sorting some of that for washing for next week. So just going to have breakfast quickly, have a coffee, hang out with Carla for a bit, and then get on out of here. And happy days. It's gonna be a busy day. Oh, you even got the heater on in here. Jeez. All good, babe?
Yep.
What's for breakfast?
Egg and bacon and hash brown roll.
Mm-hmm. I converted her because she used to just get the egg and lettuce sandwiches, but
It's because it's getting
because it's cold. Okay, we're gonna eat and then I'll keep you guys updated. Alright team, I'm still in here because it's nice and cozy and warm. I'm about to just send off some quick Pokemon cards before I head out, and then I probably won't be back here till, I don't know, just after 10ish or so. But just a quick little update, we're still on 100,995, which even though we've been pretty slow because we had that real big bull run at the end of last month, it's been pretty good. So all things considered, it ain't all that bad. I would just like to keep the consistency. Now that I know that we can do $47,000, and I haven't really taken you guys through that, I'll give you a bit of a breakdown of how we landed for the month. It now makes me think, okay, well, how do we do it again, right? So it's always in the back of my mind. I'll also give you guys a bit of a quick overview of how we landed for FY25 at the end of this video, but I'll probably do a full video on it because at the moment they're just the preliminary numbers, because obviously I've got to do all the finalization, make sure we do all the reconciling of dollars, make sure there's nothing we've missed. So I'll give you an idea of what it looks like, and then I'll do a proper video giving you guys a breakdown a bit later. I'm going to post these Pokemon cards from the winners the other day, then I'm going to get out of here, and then we'll be back and we'll be getting into the day. Alright team, off to do this tip run and hopefully be back in time, get everything sorted. Carla's got a few meetings today, so it's going to be in and out in terms of sorting clothing while she's doing meetings. I can't obviously do that, but that's all right. I have the new guy doing postage, I've got other things I can work on, and yeah, we'll just adjust as needed. So I'll give you guys an update shortly. All right team, we're back and we have our delivery just like that. We had all of this come through, some bales and there's some open bag stuff. This is probably my favorite stuff to go through. We will be going through some of this hopefully by the end of the day today to make up some washing bags. We've got Harley, sweaters, shirts, Ralph, True Religion, Harley, heaps of different stuff. And then we've got North Face, sports shorts, Levi's, all the good stuff, the usual stuff. Yeah, all right. I'm gonna get out from here. Carla's got a meeting. She's actually got to do some work, unlike some of us. And happy days. All right, team. So I've got the new guy. He's about to arrive. Just quickly give you guys an update on how things are going. As I said, we're still doing all right from a sales perspective. From a 90-day total, we're sitting at 101.33. We've only got 11 orders to go out, so nothing too crazy, but he'll do that when he gets in. Today I'm going to have my photographer continue to do some clothing, some women's. I'm actually going to pull out all the stuff that needs, you know, any measurement adjustments and fixes. I'll have the new guy kick off with postage, and then he'll probably continue on doing stuff over here. Carla's got meetings until after lunch, so probably not going to get into any of the clothing until after lunch. I was thinking about doing this today, but I think it's going to be a little bit too, we might need a bit more time, so that might become next week's problem. We'll see how we go. But yeah, I've got to do a little bit of admin, pull out some of the stuff, and yeah, get cracking onto it. It's only 10:30, so not too bad. Alright folks, postage is all done, had some lunch. We're still working through, well, almost finished all of the shoes. And I'm actually just starting to finally sort these these Skylanders that have taken a bit of time to actually get to. Got the new guy working on still these books from yesterday and also the shoes. And then once Carla's finished her meeting, she's got another appointment, so she'll be leaving a little bit later. And then I'm going to get into some of the clothes and make up some washing bags. So, and photographers just gotten in and they're going to be focusing on over there. So lots of things happening. It's great. For me, it still feels a little bit weird because I'm not necessarily doing what I normally do. So that's a bit of an adjustment. But I've been able to do the admins, been able to do the listings here, which I've done, I was doing before once I got in. So yeah, it's a good little adjustment. And then I think once we get into the full flow of things, yeah, it'll just be normal routine. So, but yeah, that's how it's going. All right, team, some good news. Getting a e-waste drop off sometime between now and 4:30, which is great. Just finishing up some listings, and then we're going to go do some of the washing prep. So I'll show you some of the clothes that we got. But I'll just give you guys a bit of an idea of how much we've been able to process. So I've been doing some of the Skylanders, and actually I was doing some CB radios as well. But all of these books and shoes, well, these aren't the shoes, these are the books. There's some shoes there. Here's the CB radio, sorry. I've been doing all those today and yesterday, so very grateful to be able to stock up and make some really quick progress on all this. So yeah. All right, team, it's now 3:37. Just had the new guy, he's gone, all good. We had a e-waste drop off, which I thought it was going to be a couple of boxes. Turns out it's a full pallet, which is great. So got to deal with that in a minute. But we also just been right now I've had my new guy helping me sort and prep the washing bags. So we've made 9 bags already, and just finishing up doing a few more. We've got a whole bunch of flannel, which is really good timing, and we've done a whole bunch of sweaters as well. There's some really cool stuff in here as well. Just been having a bit of a sticky beak. Very happy with this. And then we've got a whole bunch of Ralphie, which I don't usually get. So yeah, so I'm gonna just do a bit of sort up, clean this stuff up, and then I've got to finish up with a little bit of admin. I'll probably take you through some high level numbers of what the year has looked like financial wise. But I will be doing a full breakdown video talking about the state of product and a bit of an annual report, which I think will be really, really beneficial for those getting started and understanding like what I'm dealing with or what I'm trying to achieve and all that. So small version this time, hopefully next week, or it might even be like a get wired episode where I talk through it, because I feel like I really want to spend some special attention to make it a separate video, because it might be really relevant for new starters or people that have big dreams and goals and aspirations. So yeah, let me get sorted, and I'll come back to you. All right, team. So I just wanted to give you guys a quick overview of how we actually landed for FY25, and how we also landed for the month of June. So I'll quickly share with you how we went in June, because June was it just blew my mind how we actually achieved what we achieved. And it was pretty crazy to think about that, you know, where we started a year ago and where we ended up landed. I'm just, you know, getting these numbers. So a year ago, at the end of last financial year, so we're talking June 2024, we were doing about 500 sales a month, and at that time we had done $25,000 in revenue. We were averaging for the prior 6 months about, it was $20,000 a month. So, you know, that's, you know, a year ago, which is, you know, 12 months, not too bad. But in terms of where we actually landed for the end of this financial year, so June, I'm talking about purely June, we actually landed on some pretty crazy results, something which I never thought was going to be actually that possible to achieve yet, because it's not that I doubted myself, it was more that I didn't necessarily expect it to happen as quick as it did. And we've actually done some pretty crazy results. I'm just getting this up on screen so it's easy for us to see, because I want to make sure people can see that while I'm got it up on screen. But essentially we ended up landing on, for June 2025, the end of financial year, my final month, we ended up doing, oh, I need to sneeze, jeez, sorry for the big build up. All right, we ended up doing, and I kid you not, this is the details, right? So, and this also includes off eBay. So we did a bit of wholesale as well. So we did 1,000 orders, and we did $47,000 in revenue. OPEX was, so we spent about $27,000. Cost of goods was about just shy of $6,000, and we profited $14,300. Net profit of 30%. So basically, for every item we sold, after all expenses, we were still able to go out and buy 2.5 more. And yeah, $47,000, nearly $50,000 in a single month, which just blows my mind, which really was way ahead of my forecasts. We just had so many sales in the last week and a half, which was just unbelievable, super grateful. So because of that, we actually ended the year pretty good. Now, these numbers I'm about to show you, I have not gone through my end of financial year review. I haven't finalized all my numbers. I still need to do that validation check. So this could change plus minus 5%. And I'll be doing a full breakdown on all of this, but you can show it, I'll show it here so you can all see it. We landed on total revenue, including $25,000 of wholesale or non-eBay. We landed on $376,000 in total revenue. I think originally I wanted to do about 300,000. Stretch goal was 400,000. So we got to where I wanted to be. We got in the middle. eBay alone was $348,000. As you can see on my expenses, I haven't got the laundry expenses there because they're included in my asset cost, which is basically cost of good. But we've probably spent $40,000 or $30,000 in laundry fees, but they're all included in the cost of good now. You know, you can see the breakdown there, the fees. Operating profit, we landed on 15%, so we landed on $57,000. And we sold a total of, how much is that? 8,612 items with an average ASP of $43.69. So very grateful for that. Some of it's got to be just cleaned up a little bit. It'll probably, as I said, plus minus a little bit, probably go down maybe to 56,000 or maybe up to 58,000, give or take. This doesn't include YouTube. This doesn't include my ProList Assist business. Doesn't include any other referrals or anything like that. Purely just the business, you know, what we're doing. So it's great to see where we landed after all the expense, because we did end up putting in about $20,000 into the warehouse. That was just outside of original planned capital. And to then come back at 57, I thought we were going to land closer to 40. But we've had a really big bull run in the last month and a half. So very, very grateful for that. Pretty cool to be able to see us do that. Now, of course, the challenge is to keep doing that and to build on top of that, which, you know, with a new starter this month, I think we will start to see that. Even today, like, he's done listings, I've done listings, I've got my other photographer doing listings today. So, like, really, we're in a really good position to start to really grow quickly if we stay on top of it, like, and actually do the work. Just to give you some perspective, so today I've done a whole bunch of CB radios and Skylanders. Wasn't many listings, but probably about, I've done 11. I've got my photographer doing a whole bunch of stuff now of clothing. They're probably going to land at 40 to 50. And then my other guy, he's done bundles of stuff. He's done 10 listings. Also done the postage and also helped me do the washing today. So just super grateful for that. So we're really starting to get some, you know, movement and consistency even in the first week already. So very grateful for that. Now, what I will be doing is once I've locked down my financials a little bit better, it might be the same, just depends also on timing. I want to take you through the journey today. So I'll take you through, like, I've been tracking the history of, you know, where I've come from, FY 22, 23, 24, 25, and, you know, where we've landed in total, you know, full run rate in terms of the last, you know, 4 or 5 years, and give you guys a really good breakdown and understanding of what that looks like. And for this financial year alone, I wanted to kind of share, you know, what was our top products that sold, what were the brands that were winning, all those different things to give people a perspective of, like, how that looks. I think that'll be really interesting. If I can't get it, I'll come back and say, look, I can't get it, but I think I can pull that data. Yeah, and give you guys a bit of an annual report of, you know, how the business has been built up on different categories and focus areas, and then talk a bit about what the plan is for FY26, you know, bigger and bolder. And I think we can possibly do $500,000 next year, or this year, now that we're in the new financial year already. That would be pretty cool to be able to do $500,000 in the single year, and then see what we can do on top of that. So my run rate at the moment is still expecting to be around the 400,000, but we're going to push a bit harder and see what we can do. So still a lot of things to happen between now and then. I've got my best photographer away for the rest of the month, so we will have a bit of a dip and then we'll ramp back up again. That's that. If you have any questions on this doesn't include you know, my personal tax and things like that. If you want to know how much my tax is, well, you can go to the tax bracket and divide, you know, the 18,000 or the 19,000 and then the second tax bracket on the 57,000. But I have other income as well, obviously from YouTube, from rental properties, from shares, from my other business, and all those different areas, which, you know, I'll break down a lot more of that once I do my full report. But all right, team, that is a wrap. I'm getting out of here, gonna go pick up Carla, and we head on out of here. But I tell you, it's all soaking in. I'm gonna chat about this a little bit when we get in the car, but you know, everything's somewhat falling into place. I'm just doing a quick little walk around, see what's been done. Yeah, lots on my mind, but it's been an interesting week. Still adjusting, but I'm excited. All that next week. Got to set up the racking. You know, other than low sales, everything's going a charm. So very grateful. Anyway, we're going to get in the car. I'm going to go pick Carla up. I'll give you a recap of the week and take it from there. Woo! Team, what a week. Just been thinking about, you know, what's going on in my head, and the first thing that's going on in my head is, it's always funny how, like, you have your high highs and then you have your low lows. It's very rarely in the middle. It's either, well, actually no, that's not true. Like, we've had some pretty good consistency over the last 90 days of just, you know, casual, nothing to worry about. But I tell you, when you have the highs, like, they're super high, like we've done $47,000 in June. But what was crazy is today, it's now 4:39. I've done all my listings, nothing, you know, no bad feedback, no open cases, no returns, none of that. We've done 3 sales and we're on $150. It's just, you know, wild how last month we were averaging about $1,500 a day, and this month so far we're averaging probably about 600. Just wild, like the dynamic and the, I guess, the landscape in which, you know, retail operates and consumers purchase and all that different jazz. But it's just never gets old when you have a low day. It's okay, I've been distracted. So what else has been going on? Well, it's been a pretty wild week, right? Just because new financial year, we time to reset, we finished strong, as I've already shared. And I think the big highlight has been, obviously we had a new starter start this week, and he will eventually jump onto the camera and we'll do all that kind of stuff. But for now, it's just, let's get him in, get him comfortable, and you know, let him allow himself to be successful, right? And I can't remember if I was already talking about this or not, but when I spoke to him and we did our intro on the day I arrived, you know, my role, my priority is to have the business thrive and be successful, and that's my overall role as owner, operator, CEO, whatever you want to call it, right? As the boss, that is my role, to make sure that the business is, you know, making a profit and, you know, thriving. But my role and my job as his boss, as his direct boss, is to help him be successful, right? So we sat down, we chatted, and I said, well, you know, what do you need? If you need anything, my job is to help you be successful so that you can do what you need to do, enjoy yourself, and do a great job, right? So it's been an interesting week. He's been doing an excellent job, no concerns with him. It's been interesting in the sense that just myself adjusting to this whole change, you know, spending more time in the office, spending more time not doing what I normally do, and that's a weird adjustment. It's a good adjustment, but it's weird. So super grateful that we're starting this journey. It's going to take a little bit to get there, to where I'm at, right? You know, and helping him also adjust to what I expect and all those different things, right? But they're all good problems. They're not even problems, actually. So that's really been where my head's at this week. I've also just been, you know, focusing and planning on how the next quarter is going to go. What are the priorities for the quarter? I've got my best photographer away. They're on annual leave for 3 weeks. That does, you know, put a little bit of spanner in the works, but it also helps me with cash flow wise, and it also helps with, you know, just letting the new guy kind of step up into his role. So lots of moving dynamics in all of this. Not bad things, they're just moving dynamics. We just stocked up, we've got lots of stock. I'm ready to see what we can do. We've listed, I've processed things that have been sitting there for a while this week because I had more time to do it. So all those things are super exciting and encouraging to be able to see that those things are working. I guess in the back of my mind, it's like, you know, there is always these little moments of doubt and the worry and the concern, but I need to stop thinking of not letting that creep in, because we know what we're capable of doing. And because I spend a lot of time just doing planning, you know, I had phone calls speaking to clients and my customers around, you know, the ones that I do consignment work for and things like that. So just, you know, really embedding, you know, what we're trying to achieve this year and what we have achieved in the last year for them, making sure, you know, all that stuff's really locked in so that we can really, really thrive. And there's still opportunities that we're working on, and they're things that hopefully will blossom in this financial year, which will enable new streams of revenue and all those different things. But in terms of that, it's like, you just got to keep charging on, not assuming that's coming, because that's not mine until I've got it, right? I'm just going to reset the camera. So the other stuff, you know, I'll just kind of take away from this week is just the content and things that I want to continue to bring to you guys, you know, with the Get Wired podcast. With the Get Wired podcast and just some different ideas that I'm going to dabble in a little bit. The other really big win for this week was finishing the week knowing that I've got a whole pallet of e-waste sitting there. And all of that should be really great to be able to explore, and I'll have the guy helping us set up the new shelving next week, which is going to give us so much more ability to operate. And the other thing that I'm really putting an emphasis on in FY26 is lean, and just putting in really solid, clean, simple processes, replenishables, removing the waste of time, the waste of things that we don't have to do, but making sure that we're doing the things that are required to be done, and that being the main focus of what needs to happen and occur to ensure that we're getting the best outcome possible. So I highly encourage you to check out Lean if you haven't checked it out. And the other real priority is just continue to give back to you guys, all right? Like, where I can help, where I can share, where I can give insight. I'm not here to tell you how to do your business. That's not what I want to achieve. I'm not here to sell you a course or anything like that. You know, there's people that do that, or have, you know, ways that you can get access to, you know, ongoing support in that way. Nothing wrong with that. Everyone's doing it a different way. But, you know, my end game isn't to teach people how to resell. My end game is really to share how to do business and give people the confidence and the understanding that you can do what you want to do. You can build something beautiful. It doesn't even have to be eBay reselling, etc. That's just what I'm choosing to do as I build up my empire, right? And I want to make sure that people know that I'm an open book. I'm happy to help, happy to share where I can. If I don't have the answer, if I don't know how to do that, then I will be honest with that. But at the same time, it's like, if you don't ask, I can't give you some sense of direction anyway. So please ask. More than happy to help where I can. And also for like videos, content as well. If I can bring it into a video, if I can do a topic about it, if I can do a whiteboard video on it, that's what I intend to do. If you give me the chance to do that. So yeah, more content on that coming. Other than that, you know, we're going to try and grow Pro List Assist this financial year. If I've got opportunities around wholesale, if I've got opportunities around really good products, like I tell you, STARSHIPIT has been just incredible. Even my new worker, he doesn't use it. He's now got it. Well, sorry, he doesn't have it in personally. Now he's using it with me. And he's been blown away how quick it is. So it's making his job easy, which means I can have him doing more revenue generating tasks opposed to just, you know, just sitting around doing postage all the time. So yeah, definitely lots of things that are on my mind in all of this, and I'm super grateful for where we're at. He will be 3 days a week at this point. Next week he's not in Monday, he'll be in Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. So I still got to do the big Monday pack. At this rate it might not even be a big one. But let's jump into the financials. So a bit of a slow start to the financial year. We're doing about $600 a day at the moment. This week we're probably lucky if we do $6,000. I'm not sure what's going on there, but you know, we're going to ramp up anyway. We're going to charge on anyway. I'm not really super concerned by it. I've got some wholesale people coming through next week. They'll probably, you know, amp things up a little bit too. So not too concerned by that. In terms of revenue for the month, like I said, not really got much to share on that. I'm just pretty stoked where we landed for the FY, but obviously for me to achieve what I want to achieve, we have to not just do what we did, we have to do better. And some of what we did in this financial year that's just passed, some of that was unplanned, unintentional, meaning it just happened because of an opportunity or things like that. So yes, I don't want to rely on, you know, the luck of an opportunity, but I do want to be open to be able to saying yes to opportunities when they do arise. But you can't bank that, oh, you just assume a good deal is going to come along. We have to create those opportunities. We have to find those opportunities. We have to make those opportunities happen. So really making sure I know what my revenue is on a regular basis. We averaged, I think it landed at $30,000. I know we're definitely doing 30,000 for 2025. So yeah, we've definitely pushed the needle in the right direction. So anyway, that's financials. Don't really have much on it. Otherwise, we already spoke about FY25. I will do a full video on that, an annual report, give you a bit better understanding of how my business operates and the revenue and how it flows coming in and out. If you had questions about that, you know, let me know ASAP and I'll try and put that into the video. I'm probably going to do it as a Get Wide podcast. So it's probably going to be next week's Get Wide podcast. That's what I'm probably going to aim to try and do if I can get my act together. All right, folks, this is just randomly. I had a question that came through from Darren. Really do appreciate the questions, Darren. And this question is like, do I learn new stuff that sells? And I'll put the context up. I can't really read it because I'm driving, but the context is, you know, he's got some really good suppliers, he's got some great networks, but his concern is, what if they all of a sudden stop selling to him or they can't sell any longer? What does he do? Like, because how would he be able to continue on if all of a sudden that's gone? So the beauty is two things here. And to answer your question, yes, I do. I'm always looking at new things, always seeing how we can expand our suppliers and network. So when I first started, I only had one supplier of clothing. Now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 6 suppliers of clothing, and they all do different things, and they all come at different ranges and sizes in terms of like capacity of volume. And then I've got my e-waste, and then I've got a couple of consignment deals outside of the e-waste that's for non-clothing and e-waste stuff. And I'm always working on other opportunities which I can't really talk about because they take a little time to blossom. So yes, I'm always doing it. And even today, today's Friday, I was listing car parts today. I was doing CB radios, I was doing head units, and a few random things like that. So always looking at new opportunities. And I think you should always be looking ahead. This comes back to the question you asked earlier in the week around forecasting of where I want to be in the next 90 days around, you know, what volume of stock I need. Well, it's not only that, it's like, well, what about other things that I want to bring into the business to keep bringing that variety and offering to not only my existing customers, but new customers, because sometimes they come in and they say, oh, I want that. And then they say, oh, he sells clothing. So it invites more opportunity. So 100% you need to be thinking about that, and 100% you should be testing and expanding. But the beauty is of all of this is this: just because your suppliers disappear doesn't mean you're not able to do it, because you've now got the knowledge, you know what sells. So now it's a matter of like, how do you get more of it, right? And you either have those conversations with them, and you know, you can lock in contract deals and stuff that help secure that business, or you can then start to look in parallel or adjacent, I guess, environments that offer that potentially the same stuff, whether it be another country, whether it be, you know, other cities, or all those different things, right? So that's probably my advice there and encouragement. It's definitely something that I'm always doing, always thinking about it. There's lots of categories I would love to get into, but I haven't tapped into that market. So until I know I've got that opportunity locked in, I can't get into that market. So I'm always chipping away at it. And there is some of those that I'm doing, and they'll probably take longer. It's like my e-waste deal, that took 2 years to build. So, you know, that answers that question at that point. Really great question. Thank you so much. Anyway, that's it from me, team. I'm going out for dinner. We're going to go have some Thai. I'm going to go do a little bit of, we're just going to hang out, take it easy, rest tonight. We're also doing some looking at houses over the weekend, so it's all happening. I'm a happy man at the moment, so it's all good. All right, team, appreciate you all. You all look after yourselves, be kind to each other, and if you do have a question, please drop it down in the comments, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Otherwise, you have a wonderful day. Ciao!